We're doing another installment of my ornament series where every month I am sharing a tutorial on how to make a different ornament for your Christmas tree. Sometimes it might be a different type of holiday ornament, but today we are doing a Christmas ornament, and it's this simple and really classy and timeless string ornament. This is a really easy one to do. If you want to do this with kids, you can, but I would definitely supervise because it can get just a little fussy, a little bit tricky. I am doing this entire series in collaboration with the Polka Dot Chair blog. And on the blog, you will find past ornaments, ornament tutorials, and including this one. And there will be a step-by-step photo tutorial, and all the items will be listed that you will need to make this ornament on the blog. So I'll include a link in the description below for that. And let's get started. All right, so getting started on this, I am going to have a balloon ready to go. Already got all kinds of stuff on it. These balloons, I am using small balloons. Now, I don't know if you knew this. This was new to me. Balloons come in different sizes. So this is a 5-inch size, and they're meant to be small. Kind of like water balloons are meant to be really small as well. These are not meant to blow up large. And the reason why you want a small balloon is because if you use a large balloon and you only blow it up to a small size like this, it will actually end up being more like an oval shape. It'll have an odd shape, where the small balloon keeps more of a round, consistent round shape to it. And then I want some kind of thin string. So this is, let's see, like a crochet string. I don't know what exactly it is. And then this is a thin twine. This would work great. In fact, I think I'm going to use this today. And then I also have this crochet thread, which just looking at it would probably be great. So yeah, in fact, let me see. I think I'll make 2 of them. I'll make one in each of these. Then I have one, I can compare each of them. So we'll get started. Let me open this one up. And let's make 2. We'll make one in this white crochet thread. It's a slightly different consistency than this twine. The twine is a bit thicker. And so you'll be able to see how the difference in how that turns out. All right, I have 2 different strings cut up, and I have them kind of nicely arranged, because once I dip it into the fabric stiffener, it gets really, that's where it gets fussy. It can easily become tangled. And so I just have like probably 2 or 3 yards, maybe 2 yards of each. And if I need more, which I probably will, then I'll cut more after. But you don't want to work with too much, because then it'll just get so knotted and tangled. And you're going to want some kind of fabric stiffener. I have this here. I also have this brand. So, and any of them will work, really. The other thing that I was going to mention is you could even, and maybe a more kid-friendly version, is you can even use yarn. So it just wouldn't have as much space in between. Obviously, yarn gets bulkier, but it would be really cute. And definitely more kid-friendly of a project, because it would be less likely to get as tangled. So now I'm just going to dip this in here and try not to get it all messed up. So I'm just trying to keep it in the, in the arrangement that I have it, so that it doesn't get all tangled. And then I'm just going to kind of squeeze out the extra. And I've got gloves on. This will wash off for sure. Think of it like white school glue. It will wash off, but if you have gloves, it definitely will spare some of that mess. Now I'm going to find a beginning, but actually what I would really rather do is unfold it as best as I can. See, already, this is where it gets fussy. It's just hard to know. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to just start, and where I like to start is at the top. I like to create kind of an opening at the top, so I go around in a circle a few times like that. And that will give me kind of an opening where later I can put ribbon and it will like grip onto it, onto that opening. So I can tie it onto it like right here. I don't know if you can see that. All right, and then you're just going to start wrapping around in any shape that you want. However, we also have to mind the tangles here. So I'm going to set this down and start to untangle just a little bit. There we go. And just take it slow. You don't want to really pull on the string to untangle it. Don't yank it because that will actually tangle it up more. So I'm going to wrap a little bit more. And try to just unfold it there. And just be sure that you're getting string on the bottom part too. And I've come to an end, and I'm just going to kind of join it with another string. And then I'm going to cut another length. Just nice and neat. Kind of folding it as I go. Oh, we're getting tangled up with our other thread. I think I'll do one more. All right. And then I'm going to fold it over and dip it again into that fabric stiffener. So it's all covered. You can just use your hands and rub it on there and then squeeze the extra out. And then we unfold it again. And again, if you can. And then we're going to find our beginning. Oh, that went really smooth. I'm happy about that. And now, I'm going to dip that end again. Now I'm going to kind of join the, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to join the edge where I left off with the other one. You can kind of put this side by any string and it'll be fine. Okay, so we're just going to keep wrapping. And I'm really kind of right now focusing on the bottom because it doesn't have as much coverage. So just want to get down there. And this side. So just try and pay attention to where you need more. This is a really great way to decorate your tree on a budget. When we were newlyweds, we could not afford to just go buy ornaments. It took a long time to be able to afford like really nice ornaments. So this would have been the perfect thing for us. And my favorite ornaments, if you can't tell, are homemade ornaments. I love them. Okay, I'm good. I think we're done. So now what we're going to do is let this dry. And I want to set it down on some kind of smooth surface. I've just got this plastic sheet here, and I'm going to set that down and set it aside to dry. And now I'm going to start on, take off my gloves, and start on the crochet thread ornament. Okay, you guys, let's do the crochet thread. I'm just going to start out with this, and we'll do the beginning again so you can see that again. And then I'm going to speed it up. Since you've already seen it done once, I'll just speed it up to save you some time. I don't want to bore you to death. So let's just dip it in again and just make sure that we're not getting it all tangled. So try and keep it in its folded state. This is really just kind of the main focus, is covering the gaps on the balloon and not getting your thread all tangled. Those are the two things to focus on. And this one is trickier to unfold for sure. I'm tangled. I think I'm tangled. Wow, look at that. Okay, well, it's coming untangled. All right, we can do that. Okay. Oh goodness, what a sticky mess. Okay, where's our beginning? That is not the beginning. Let's see. I think the beginning is in the tangled mess. Okay, so I'm just going to say off the bat, this thinner crochet thread is definitely more tricky to work with. All right, so I'm going to wrap that around, and then I'm going to create kind of a top opening. And that's just for the sake of my ribbon later on. You could probably make it work just fine without that little circle opening, I'm going to be honest. So don't be, you know, I'm this way with every project I do. I tell you, make this your own. Don't be perfectionistic and try to do exactly everything I'm doing, when this is so flexible and forgiving that really almost anything goes. I mean, you can't really make a mistake. If this gets tangled, that's probably the only thing that you want to watch out for, is the tangled yarn or string. But as far as how you're wrapping it and all that, just do what works for you. All right, I am going to stop talking. I'm giving a nice little pep talk, but what I want to do is speed this up. So I'm going to go ahead and do this second little batch of string, and I'm going to speed this up for you. right, both of these are finished. Let me hold them close so you can see. They're still wet. So I got them on this plastic sheet, and I'm just going to let them dry overnight, and we will come back tomorrow. For you, it will be in a split second, and we'll finish these up. All right, I didn't end up waiting overnight. It's only been a couple of hours and these are completely dry. So I thought, let's just go for it. So here's the one that was our little bit heavier, I don't know if I would say twine, but it's just a heavier string. And I'm going to show you what to do. So as you can see, you can kind of press on this balloon and it will break away from the string. I'm going to pop it. And then I'm going to take a chopstick and just gently push it away. And what you can see is that it kind of stretched that out of shape. So that part wasn't completely dry actually. And that's okay. That will dry and we'll be fine. And then you've got a balloon stuck inside. So what I do, and you could take tweezers and reach in and grab it. I'm just going to break some of this glue. So what you can do is just kind of break some of this glue if you don't like it. That's in between the string. Break it up. I take the chopstick and I just push it through. I find an opening. Let's see. A bigger opening and just push it through. Just like that. There's one of them. So I can feel this part right here isn't completely dry. So I'm just going to be careful right there. Let me push that out. Let me see. This one. I feel like right here it might not be completely dry, but we will find out. All right, so I'm going to pop this. And this one didn't go crazy like the other one. And I'm going to gently push the balloon through. And then gently, yeah, right here. See how it's caving in a little bit? That part wasn't totally dry. If it was totally dry, it wouldn't do that. And I'm going to gently push it so that it breaks away from the string. Just kind of poke at it really carefully so that my hand isn't pressing on that string either. Just really gently take your time at this. And what we're taking our time with also is waiting for that air to deflate out of the balloon. And I can hear it deflating because we can't really push it out until it's deflated. So now I'm going to look for a place. I don't really have a big opening, so let's get more air out of it and we'll just take it, squeeze it out of one of the smaller openings. Let's see. Squeeze that right through there. Carefully. There we go. Look at that. How fun is that? So I'm going to give you a close-up. You can see the glue like that, and you can just kind of poke at it to break that up so that it's completely clear. You don't have to, but that's what you would do, is just take your chopstick, or you can also use like the end of a paintbrush, any kind of stick. So there we go. So next we're going to add a bow. And I just want to show you a couple different ideas for ribbons that I have. I've got this black gingham, which would be really pretty. Hold it up. Really pretty. So that's option one. And then I've got this red and black gingham, which I also really like. Okay, that's option number two. And then something a little more formal. It's just this simple red satin ribbon. These are all 3/8 inch. Here's option number three. And then I've got a red gingham. So red gingham is what I used here, and we'll do something different for these two. I'm thinking for this one, we'll go ahead and do, let's see, maybe the red and black because it'll go with my red gingham. So I'm just going to cut a little length, and we are going to just make our loop. So I'm going to put this in like this, and then I want it to come back through. So I'm going to put my chopstick in the other side, just gently push it through like that. And then I'm going to make a loop just, I don't know, about 2 to 3 inches so that it's where how far you want it to hang. Since this is a little bit bigger, I don't want a super long loop because I don't want a lot of hanging space on my tree. So we're going to go with that. And then I'm going to just snip off the ends. And you can leave it like that, or you can add a little bow. So we're going to go ahead and add a bow. Now you have two options. You can loop another ribbon around and tie a bow on, or you can just glue a bow on. I'm going to loop it, and the reason why, my logic for doing that instead of gluing, is that I want this to last longer, like over the years, and I worry that the glue might deteriorate, or with the tossing of the ornaments in the ornament storage in and out over the years, the glue might come off or break away. So I'm just going to tie a bow right where I looped this. And just like that. Let's see, I'm going to go over and up, create my little bow, and then just kind of arrange it how I want it. I could spend more time fussing with the bows than the entire project, honestly. I'm kind of a bow perfectionist, I should say. All right. There we go. Well, see, I can't stop. I can't stop. All right, now I'm going to trim. And there we go. Now, one more step. If, like on here, if you want this part to be kind of shaped, what I did is I took this spray fabric stiffener, and I didn't spray it on the loop, but just on the bow, I sprayed it, and then I positioned the extra tail of the ribbon exactly how I wanted it, and then kind of glued a dab here, but that's stiff, like it's not going anywhere, if you can see that. So that's another option, or you can just have it be more organic, shall I say, like that. And let's do this one. So we did red gingham, the black and red gingham. So I think we'll do another gingham just to stay in our gingham family. So one more time, I'm just going to loop it right next to our little opening. Let's just pop it in there. And then it's not in there far enough. Okay, I want it in there. Let's see. Take some scissors and just break that little piece of glue. There we go. Pop it in there. I say pop it in there like it's going to be really easy. You have to kind of fiddle with it. And then we'll take our chopstick and push it through. There we go. And we'll make our little hanging loop. Okay, and then we will just snip those ends. That. And we'll do one more bow. And this one, I'll just glue on so that you can see that option. Again, I'm a little bit of a bow perfectionist, which you really don't need to be. It's kind of silly. I can totally own that. And then, let's see, kind of glue it right there. So, let me get my glue. This tacky glue is ultra tacky. And I'm just going to glue it down and let that dry. And then I will come back and I'll actually do the spray starch on this one. Let me let the glue dry. And I'll come back and do the spray starch so you can see how I shape that as another option. So we've got all the options for you. I let this dry for overnight actually. And so it is fixed on there. And I take it back about being worried about this lasting. It's really on there. If you're using a good tacky glue, this isn't going anywhere. So I really like it. So I'm going to show you the difference. When you loop it around, you're going to have your bow kind of at an angle. It's not going to be exactly straight on. So I don't know if you can see that. It's a little wonky. This one's not actually wonky. This one worked out pretty good. It does fight a little bit more with this loop. It competes, I should say, a little bit more, but not too bad. This one, because it's out right on the lip there, it's not competing at all, and it's definitely straight on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray it. Actually, first I'm going to trim these lengths just a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of decide. I think I want it like that. And kind of position it how you might want it. And then you'll know how short to cut it. So we're cutting it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put my hand over the loop because I don't want the fabric stiffener. And this is Spray and Bond fabric stiffener. I like this because it sprays, so I don't have to dip this ribbon into the heavy fabric stiffener. So it's really great for something like this where I'm just positioning this ribbon. And I'm just going to spray it. Whoops. That didn't work. Spray my hand. All right. Let's aim a little bit better. I'm going to spray the ribbon. And it's really okay if it does get on my hand. There we go. It washes right off. Okay. So I got that really soaked. And then I am going to position this, and if it doesn't stay, then you can take like a little pin, whoops, a pin, and just help it out. So I'm just going to kind of find a spot that the pin will go through. There we go. And that side looks good. So look at that. I've got that position. This side didn't really need a pin. It's on there good. It's actually the fabric stiffener is helping it to stick to the ball. And this side I'm going to put from my hand just a little bit more of that fabric stiffener to kind of drench it. And I'm just going to let this dry. It usually takes just a couple hours, like not that long. So I'm going to set this down, let this dry, and we'll come back and check it out. I am back just a couple short hours later, and this is dry. So I just want to kind of show you, I can touch it, and that's not moving anywhere. I did put a dab of glue, of tacky glue right here. This one didn't want to stay put, but yeah, these curves, they all just stay put, And then this part is loose, and I put a little hook on there to hang on the tree. So you can see that's another option. You can stiffen the bow, or you can just let it be flexible. It's totally up to you. So that's it. And the really nice thing that I love about these ornaments is that when you hang it on the tree, the lights shine through all of these little holes. And again, you can go through and kind of pick out the glue in between the little sections. I honestly am not going to. I don't mind it at all. I think it kind of looks like glass. So I say that as I'm picking it as I talk, but I'm really not going to go through and pick out all of the little sections of glue in there. I love how the light shines through there. I think it just makes it look really elegant. It has kind of a elegant farmhouse type vibe to it. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that you could skip adding this loop and just let these be balls that you put in like a bowl on your coffee table or on your bookshelves as an ornament, as a decoration. So that could be just a fun, inexpensive home decor project. And you can make these bigger or smaller. So that's another great option, is the flexibility that we have with these. Again, I would love to see these in just yarn, just classic, colorful yarn. I think that would be so fun, and kids would definitely love that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I thank you for joining me. I hope you'll take just a moment to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And most of all, I wish you a very blessed day. Okay, bye-bye.